Howdy, my fellow wooden watters. Here's a little old update on the progress of the Gasomatic's 9000 Gargle Blaster. In recent times, over the last couple of weekends, I've been obliged to replace everything that goes between the gasifier and the engine. So what you see here is a completely rebuilt system. The output from the gasifier is flanged onto a down pipe. That's 2" by 2" square galvanized steel. At the bottom of it is a little divider, and at the moment a piece of radiator hose serving as a condensate tank. That collects a fair old bit during an engine run. Go around the corner and the gas is taken from the down pipe around a corner onto a screw fitting here, Edison screw style, like those light bulbs. That leads into a pretty thick wall steel tube, 4 inches in diameter. Now the first 4 inches or so of that is just open space, so up to about here you got your little expansion chamber, and above that is this stuff, 25mm drainage metal. That continues on up to about here. Then you've got a bit of space here for expansion or whatever it might want to do. Then we go around the corner onto this radiator. Now folks who have seen my first gasifier may remember this radiator. It featured in my very first Woody welder gasifier, and it did very well. So I've duly, and with great tender loving care, torn it out of there and modified it for use in here. Part of that modification includes the addition of what I call rodding ports. You undo these, the 1/2" bolts, and you get a steel rod and you shove it down here to clean the vertical elements of the radio. And should things get really bad, this cap is removable so you can scrape any rubbish out. So far though, it seems to be running pretty cleanly, as by the time the gas gets from the gasifier to this point, it's not much above human body temperature. So this initial water separator and cooling tower has a very substantial effect in its own right. The gas then, having completed its traverse through the radiator, is taken through a little T-piece here, and when this valve is open, this blower gets to pull the gas out of the gasifier and start the whole thing up. And when you're done with that, close that valve and open this one. And when this is finished, this will be conducted to the top of the first filter, which of course is screwed in to a receptacle that is currently just G-clamped to the frame. The gas travels down this one, across this little U-tube here, and up the next one, which isn't there, as you can probably tell, and is ultimately conducted around the corner and over to the intake side of the gas mixing console. At some point I may add a second cyclone to isolate water from the equation, just in case it's still an issue. That's an unknown at the moment, since this hasn't really been properly tested. I've had 6 hours of runtime with the system up to there, using the Charlek as the test engine for it, and it seems to work quite good fully. Included in my system, as it has been for a long time, is a circuit breaker here, or a power switch can handle about 200 amps or so. The idea is that when you finish with the system, you turn that off and it isolates the car battery from everything. That way you have peace of mind knowing that the car battery won't have a chance to burn anything up while the system's unattended. As for the rest of the system, it's pretty much unchanged. The original muffler system with the place to put the O2 sensor, the outlet here going into the dryer, which hangs on those 2 points there through a couple of tusks. So nothing really has changed over here. Now, talking of changes, I've had to do this because, well, let's take a look here. This is what's left of the original condensing cooling tower. This is where the gas used to go in. That literally cracked like an eggshell a couple of months ago, and it began leaking to the point where it ultimately exploded. Not good. As you can see, rustic charm is set in, and that I was able to create that hole by simply pushing my finger through it. Now, pretty much the whole thing's like that. It was high carbon steel, now it's landfill. So I've gone away from that and I've gone to sheer mass. The steel I put in this is about 1/4 of an inch thick, which means it should take nearly a whole day for it to corrode through. That's the theory, Mr. McCleary. So hopefully I can get this system up and running again, all in one piece, just like it used to, and I can start clocking up the hours again. As at the moment, let's see if we can actually see this. I'll shine a light on it because I'm not sure it's visible. Well, 1807 hours. That's the amount of time this trolley has been a source of power. Okay, different engines, each one doing many hundreds of hours each without any real trouble. And of course a completely rebuilt gasifier. So it's sort of like that broom that you've had in the family for 100 years. Okay, it's had 10 different heads and 10 different handles, but it's still the same broom, right? Alrighty, my fellas and fellow S-type friends. There's the current update on the progress of the Gasimatics 9000 Gargle Blaster. Alrighty, have yourselves a good one, boys and girls. Ciao for now.